Hello friends, welcome. I am glad you're here with me today. I hope wherever you are in the world you are staying warm. Here in Texas it is a 25 degrees outside, which is absolutely freezing, and I am happy to be here in my craft room where I am warm and cozy. So if you've been watching my videos here this last month, you know that I have been really fighting this head cold. So my voice is finally sounding better, but I still have this lagging cough that just will not go away. And several of my friends and family members are fighting it as well. And I was flipping through my stamp sets and I found this great goodie one here called Get Well. And I thought, you know what? This is the time of year where you may be in need of some get well soon cards or hope you feel better cards. So that's what we're going to be working on today. Along with the Get Well stamp set, we're also going to be using the retro mod frames, which gives you lots of pieces to make interesting backgrounds. I'm going to use the rainbow 6x6 paper pad, specifically different colors of the heart paper. For my sneeze, I used the layered webs just to kind of give that feeling of a nice explosive sneeze. And then one of our main pieces today is this It's Snowing stencil. And specifically, we're going to use this piece right up here about the snow. However, we're not going to use it for snow on our cards. So do forgive me if I cough. I'm trying to control it. All right, so I've cut out 3 pieces of our middle piece on our retro mod frame. It is this one right here. And I've gone ahead and die cut 3 of those in white. And we are going to stencil this one just to be a cloud of germs for our poor little pig here with the head cold. So I'm going to use some lime green. If you're using distress inks, the lime, Twisted Citron would be a perfect color. I had to think of that color. I'm using one called Melon Ice, but any kind of green. When I think of germs, I think of green often, so that's what I'm using to have my little pig just walking in his cloud of misery. So the flu is really going around here in my town right now, and I don't know if that's what I had. I did run a fever at the beginning, but it was very short-lived, and I'm long past that part, but just the lagging cough is sticking around, but I kind of can identify with this poor little pig. All right, so I'm just using a small stencil brush here to put my cloud of germs. There we go. Now, to further give this a germy feel, I have the word germs that comes out of our stamp pad, and I'm going to take a shade darker green, and I'm just going to randomly stamp the word germ around my piece here. I'm not really worrying too much, just trying to be a little random with it. And I think that ought to do us. Now I'm going to come back with my lighter green. And we're going to put just a nice green edge just to further give us that cloud of misery here for our sick pig. So just bringing in a nice heavy edge around there, keeping the middle to be white. So we're going to use the same stencil to create 3 different backgrounds, and each of them representing something a little different. So this one is going to be for our little pig, similar to this card. Now our next one is going to be for our chicken soup card. And I have colored my chicken broth here in a green color. And we're going to use these same greens again, but this time it's going to be like boiling water or boiling soup. So I'm going to move my bubbles down a bit. And I'm going to use the darker green. And you just want to be careful not to get on your edge here. You can mask that off if you need to. But I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to stencil in the same circles. But on this card, I'm going to try to give it that feel of the boiling soup. When you're using a small brush like this, it's good to go in each direction. If you just go one direction, you're going to notice that the circles are more heavily inked on one side than the other. But if you go back and forth, then you're going to get a more uniform circle going on. I'm just going over these, trying to make sure my circles look like circles and not little half moons. Trying to avoid that top edge. Okay, there we go. And for this one, again, I'm going to come back with my light green, but instead of going all the way around, I'm just going to add my shadow coming up from the bottom. Darker on the bottom and let it get lighter as it goes up, as if this is just a boiling cauldron. Since our sick chicken or chicken stew guy or chicken noodle soup or whatever that is there, he's cooking. And so I'm just making that much darker on the bottom and then pulling it up lighter as it goes up. But I do want that lime green to go more towards the top there, just not, I'm leaving that very top white. Okay, and I think just to give that more of a boiling edge, I'm going to come in with just a little bit of my darker green, just right down here at the bottom. Yeah, that's giving me that. All right, I like that. So we've used the same stencil for germs and now for our boiling soup. So we have one more that we're going to do. But before I switch, I am going to be switching colors. So I'm going to go ahead and just take a baby wipe and wipe the excess ink off of my gel plate here. And I'm going to go ahead and turn my gel plate over so it doesn't get my paper wet. And for our last piece, and I'm going to go ahead and clean my stencil as well with just a little bit of, I'm going to spritz it with some rubbing alcohol. Wipe that off. All right, now for this one, we're going to do this one a little bit different again, and I'm using a light blue color, and this time I'm thinking of it being more like some medicine. You can see here my little nurse kitten. She's got her, what do you call that thing? Her syringe, and it is filled with some blue medicine. And so I'm going to make circles in random places as if she's been squirting her medicine out of her syringe there. So I'm going to make some random circles here. Maybe right over here. And let's see, maybe just right down here. All right, there we go. And again, I'm going to come back with my blue color and just go around this and provide some shading. Whoops, that one got kind of heavy-handed. This is a darker color than either of my greens. Yeah, that blue's having a much harder time getting it to go on there. Okay, we'll make that work though. It's not as smooth as I had hoped, as I'd want it to be, but we'll go with it. Alright, so I'm all finished with my jelly pad or jelly mat. So another thing I have done before we got started was cut down 3 different of the heart pieces of paper, and I also used that largest die from our die set to create some color combination backgrounds that just went with my coloring. So we're going to arrange these and put these together. Let's see how we want that. I think I want it this way, where my large circles are more towards the top. Got our germ right over here, and our boiling soup. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and add these pieces onto each one of our cards. Now this large piece from the retro frame, I did put some foam tape under that to give that some lift. There we go. And this one, I'm going to lay that out before I glue it down. Yeah. I think that'll be okay. I think I'm going to do it this way. All right. Alright, so that now that we have our main backgrounds done for each of our pieces, I have colored up our 3 images, and we can go ahead and set those in place. I went ahead and added some foam to the back of each of these images so that they're raised up a little bit. But I've also made some accent pieces to go with each of our kind of themes going on. So for the germs, I thought these little things kind of looked like those science things that showed germs. So I thought that would be fun to add these around. Let's see, I think I want a large one. Nope, I think this way. This will be good. Kind of give him some germs. And then the word achu, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to raise that up on some foam. And I'm going to put that right here. I decided to leave the spider web off on this one. And now for my little nurse, I made the little spider web. I stamped "You cured yet?" as if she's been giving you medicine and seeing. And then I have stamped some I've die cut some larger circles here that I'm just going to place randomly around our background. There we go. And now for our got soup. So I think for our got soup, I'm going to want to lift that up. And I think also I am going to pull out, let's see, is that? Yes, that's just one size bigger than the one that I used to die cut it before. And I think I want to make myself a little frame for this one. So I'm going to go to my scraps over here and grab a piece of that blue and cut myself a little frame. So we're crafting on the fly, doing things a little different. Sometimes I have a general idea, but I don't have it exactly planned out. So I think that will look better with a little bit of a background. All right. Go ahead and add our little frame. And I'm going to pop this up as well. Go ahead and we're going to add our chicken soup, I guess this is, for someone not feeling well. So if you're following me there in the chat, you may notice that I am not responding, and that is because this is a recorded video. I am actually out of town today. I am going to tuck this kind of down in here so the little spray from the soup is coming up onto the title. Put a little glue under there, hold that down. And then I did cut out a few green circles, and we will see if we like these. I kind of wanted them to be over here by my soup more than about like that. I think I kind of like that, like it's bubbling and just kind of wafting through the room as it bubbles around. So I'm going to go ahead and glue these down. Whoops. Oops, dropped him. Probably should have used my tweezers, but there we go. All right, so we have one finished. You got soup, and on the inside of the card base, I am going to stamp "Feel Better Soon." So in our stamp set, get that for you, I have "Sorry You're Sick" and "Feel Better Soon" and "Get Well Meow." So I am going to, those are the sentiments that I will stamp on the inside of these cards. So again, we're going to add our little kitten. I kind of placed her strategically so that these darker spots were around her, just to kind of help with that. Okay, I am going to add some foam under this one. Now I do think this one, I might cut a few more of my little circles out of the purpley color and add a little bit of that purple. I do think it's a little heavy on the turquoise color, and that I might like it with a little bit more of that purple represented. Or maybe I'll die cut some of this shape and add those in here. I think I would like that. I like that even better than the circles. Whoops, missed that one. Didn't get him glued down. All right, so we may come back and do that, but there is our get well meow. I think that means get well now. So, all right, and to finish up, we're just going to go ahead and take care of our sick pig over here. And you may have noticed I've kind of set things at an angle on my card. It was weird, stuck to my finger. And go ahead and add my last bit of foam right here to the back of this sentiment. Oops. All right, there we go. Put that right there. Now I decided not to pop up any of these little shapes, but I did think if you cut them out and layered them just so they would be a bit thicker, that might be a fun idea to kind of make them a little more substantial. But I didn't do that for the video today. But that's an idea that I think if I was, you know, making several of these, that I would do that. I love how these little star shapes, though, kind of reminded me of germs. You know what I'm talking about? Those little, like, balls of kind of like a dust bunny type shape. I don't know why I didn't get my tweezers out. That would have been much easier. They're right here in front of me. There we go. That's why they keep sticking to my fingers, because I'm getting glue all over me. There we go. I think that one's already down. Yeah. All right, there we go. 3 get well cards, all ready to go. If you've got loved ones that are friends that are going through this cold or the flu, I'm sure they would love to get a handmade card in the mail wishing them a feel better soon or get well soon. And these are the perfect little images. So I'm going to go ahead and I hope you enjoyed these card ideas. If you are interested in any of the products, they are listed below the video. And I look forward to crafting with you again next week. I'll be live on Thursday. Have a wonderful week. Bye-bye.